What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 4, the PTA Inspire series. I got my boy Eagan here. He is going to tell us a little bit about his story, which is a very roundabout, twisting, long story, but I think it's going to inspire a lot of people because this dude inspires me every day. It's been a pleasure working with him. The PTA Inspire series features students that have gone through the PTA Elevation Board Prep program. And I don't want to get back to my students. I love them so much. They do such a good job. So let's hear a little bit about our boy Eagan. Do you want to just give a quick little intro about you? And then I'll get into some of the questions I'm going to ask you.
Sure. My name is Eagan Jackson. I am a new licensed PTA as of 4/18/2022. I ended up taking a PTA program back in 2019 after my wife basically just kind of inspired me to pursue physical therapy. And after a long up and down struggle of trying to finally get through these boards, I finally did it this last time on my 4th go around. So, and here I am.
Let's just give a round of applause for that. 4th attempt, and you've locked it in, and you did it. You got it over. That's what I'm telling everybody. It doesn't matter how many times you try. The only way you do not become a PTA is if you give up. You gotta keep trying. Yeah,
that's big facts. Big facts. That's what I try to inspire to my kids too. So yeah, no giving up. We ain't no quitters in this crib.
And that is words to live by. That is words to live by. So just a little there's a little blurb about your information of how you kind of came about to becoming a PTA, but in your words, what drew you to physical therapy in general, and why did you elect to become a PTA?
It was actually a couple of reasons. One of which, the main reason was my mom having a stroke. And, you know, me being the one that was practically there every day, like coaching her through certain things, trying to get her speech back, doing the physical therapy with her, like it was me in there. And, you know, like something in me like felt like, okay, this is something I could do, but I didn't know what like anything I was doing actually entailed. I was just doing all this stuff already, you know. And another thing that inspired me to do was like I had this homeboy who was a kinesiology major, and he would always like mess around with me and want to do things on me, like as far as messing with my muscles and joints and stuff. And he was talking kind of smart, and mentioning all these words, and I was just like, yo, what the hell is a scapula, bro? Like that sounds pretty cool, So I'm over there like I want to talk like that, like So I put 2 and 2 together later on after my wife told me like, yo, pursue physical therapy. You like working out, you like knowing about the body, like go check it out, So one thing led to another, and I ran into another homie who was doing the program that I went to. And I was asking him what he's doing. He broke it down to me what physical therapist assistants do. And I was like, yo, that's exactly what I need to do. Like, how can I get down with that? And one thing led to another, and I was in the program.
That is awesome. That is awesome that you kind of knew what you wanted to do before even knowing the name of what it was.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about it. And then when I got up in there, I was kind of like, yo, what you mean we got to touch wounds and play with feet? Like, that's not what I signed up for. I wanted to, like, I thought I was going to do stretches and tell people how to work out, like, but y'all got my money now, so I'm here.
No, that's funny. For those of you who don't know, I work mainly in a foot and ankle clinic, so I literally touch your feet all day.
Yeah,
so people are like, ew, don't do that. And I'm just like, wait, there's a place in physical therapy for everybody.
Right. That's true. Big facts right there.
Yeah. So besides your multiple attempts on the NPTE, what do you feel like was your biggest struggle when it came to studying for the NPTE and passing the boards?
Just, I guess, correlating everything together and putting words together and understanding the definitions of them. Like, before before I got into this program, I hadn't been in school for like 15 years. You know, like if you read on my blurb, like I got my GED in my like mid 30s. You know, like so everything was just brand new to me. Like, granted, I got past the whole PTA program. I had a bunch of help and support from friends that were in the school. You know, like so it was a lot easier to get through exams and like when you're doing study groups and things like that. You know, but once it got after that towards studying towards the board, I think it was just like having to put everything together and like really picking out words that I needed to pick out and understanding what they actually meant. Like I needed to work on word association. I needed to work on test strategies, you know, things like that. And I wasn't good at it. I was still learning. Like during the first and second and third attempt, I was still learning. And even on the first attempt, when I took it, I thought I was ready. Like I thought I had it. And the second attempt, I kind of took it for granted. Like, okay, a bunch of that stuff retained. You know, I got a little cocky. So that was another obstacle, like trying to overcome my cockiness, I guess, you know. So just all those things put together was just the biggest obstacle in one, you know.
No, that is true. And I will, if you don't mind me calling you out on one of your obstacles, was arguing the test questions.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I, I do. I tend to do that sometimes.
Yeah, and I notice a lot of, I just want to point it out because if you're if you're a student that's like really struggling with trying to justify a question is the right answer because of some thought process in your mind, you're thinking too much about it and you're probably selecting the wrong answer.
Facts. Yes.
So I just want to
No
slip
lie
that in
there.
there as a little bit of test taking advice for students who are listening to this either on the podcast or watching this on YouTube. But besides that, so what led you to seek help from PTA Elevation?
Well, again, I went through a couple of different prep programs. You know, one of which was like super abrasive. Like, dude was like just like live, and like I couldn't get to him when I wanted to. You know, like I'd have to wait for emails to get a response. You know, like, and it's like by that time, what did I even ask you 2-3 days ago? You know, like that didn't work. And then tried another program. It just seemed like it was super overwhelming having to do this thick old study book. And it was just like, yo, this is not like concise at all for me. Like, this is too much. Like, I thought I had to do less, like, you know. And my coworker, well, he was doing his rotation before he became a coworker. And he actually told me to check out your Instagram. And I did, and I saw like you're posting questions, like asking people like, do you struggle with anxiety and like asking all the right questions, basically, you know. And the fact that you were responding so quick, and when I asked you off the top, like, yo, would you mind if I asked you like questions that I have while I'm studying? Because I had nobody to ask. I didn't want to go back to my old instructors from school because I didn't even want them knowing that I hadn't passed the boards yet after my third attempt, you know. And you know, you came through for me, and like as soon as you did that, I kind of already knew like, okay, this is the person I'm gonna mess with. And you know, one thing led to another, and we talked and we made it happen.
We do make it happen. And I was like, when we first started talking, I was like, I need this guy in the program. His energy is phenomenal. We are like vibing, like this is going to be like a great duo, and it's going to be awesome. And clearly it worked out.
True. Yeah. No lie.
Yeah. So pretty much the biggest thing you would say I helped you with was just like, we had kind of talked about this when you needed clarification on a question. I was
That's all
there.
I needed. Like, yeah, and you got to my answers within 24 hours. Like sometimes within 24 minutes. Like and it worked out. You know, like because like I said, I don't want to email somebody and then get a response 2 days later, and it's like, what did I even ask you then? Like I forgot about it. You know, like, or I'm overthinking about it, and because I'm overthinking about that, it's taking me away from actually studying on other things that I should study for. You know, like I didn't like that. So yeah, that factor right there mattered tremendously to me. Like that helped tremendously.
Yeah, and for what he's kind of talking about, I use an application where all of the students in the prep course have access to me. It's when I see the notification come through on the specific app, then I know it's my students who need help. So they'll ask me a question. I'll send them a quick message back being just like, hey, what's up? Like, you're like, I am confused on passive versus active insufficiency. Can you explain it? And then I explain it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and some people, that's just what they really need. So first of all, let's talk about the best day of your life besides your children being born. When you finally saw that past circle, tell me about that day. Show me about that day.
So you want to hear about like what the plan was to like the day that the results were coming out? Like I could give you a whole build up.
Yeah,
to
give me the build up. I want to hear the dramatic explanation.
So I told my wife, like I was like, yo, I'm gonna give you my password and log in, and you're gonna go in there for me and look at it, because I can't do this. Like if I see another red X, like I'm gonna go crazy. Like I don't want to do it. Like hearing it from you would be better if that did happen, you know. So um she said okay, blah blah blah. So I'm expecting the results to come out on the 21st. I'm driving home on Wednesday on the 20th, or wait, not the 21st. They were supposed to come out on Thursday. Like that's what I remember looking at, right? And it was Wednesday, last Wednesday, and um, I'm driving home. I'm literally a block away from my house, and I get a text from one of the other people, and they tell me like, "Hey, have you checked the results yet?" And I was like, "What? Like, you're kidding me? Like, there's no way. Like, I thought it was tomorrow. Like, I haven't looked at it. No, I don't want to. Like, so, um, I'm driving home and I'm checking where my wife is, because I'm like, okay, when she gets here, I'm gonna tell her to check it. She's like 45 minutes to an hour away, and I'm I'm at home already, and I'm just like, yo, the computer's right there. Like, should I do it? Should I do it? My daughter's right next to me, and I'm looking at her and I'm just like, yo, should I do it? And she's like, do what? And I was like, never mind, nothing, nothing. So I just went to the computer, I logged in, and my heart is pumping like never before. So I open up the page, I see the big green circle, and I just yell at the top of my lungs, hell effing yeah, like loud. And I see at the corner of my eye, my poor baby, she jumped up like, what the hell is going on, dad? Like, so like I'm just yelling, let's go, let's go. I even run up to her face and I'm yelling at her, let's go, Kenzie, let's go. And she's just clapping for me, like, what's happening? What's happening? So I'm like, let's go, daddy passed, daddy passed. My mom's in the other room and she's like, what's going on? I was like, I effing passed. And like I had a embrace with my mom, like I cried with her because she's been on this journey with me too. Like we just had a cool little moment, you know, and 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 in the meantime, I'm having to be on a Zoom meeting with my kids' teachers, and I have them on mute waiting because I'm looking at these results, just yelling all over the house, let's go, let's go. So I'm trying to see where my wife is, and I'm thinking she doesn't know yet. So I run out and I just yell at her, let's effing go. I did it. I did it. And she already knew though, because she checked. She actually wanted to surprise me with like a little cake or something and have my daughter print out the results and like pass it to me, because the whole plan was for her to open it. But she was just looking at me like, I knew you were gonna open it. You can't wait. You're so eager. Like just talking a whole bunch of mess. Like, and it's true. Like I like the first times I was like, I'm not gonna open it. I'm not gonna open it. And I ended up opening it. So yeah, and that's what happened that day.
So you ruined her whole elaborate plan.
I ruined her plan. Yeah, but the cool part is, we have cameras in the crib, so she knew for some reason, life instincts, I guess. She knew that I was somehow gonna check, so she checked in the cameras, and she actually caught some of the moments where I'm yelling, "Let's go!" after I found out, and hugging my mom. So, and yelling at my daughter too, like, "Let's go!" She caught that, so that was pretty cool. Like, it was a wholesome, eventful, fun, whatever you could think of moment, and like it was cool.
I love it. I love it. And I think I told you this, but I'll tell everyone else. My entire family was also on the edge of our seat. And we were like,
Yes. Thank you guys.
we're all sitting there, and she's like, I was like, what about the one student who's in your course, the one that's just always asking you the one question? I'm just like, which one? That's all of them. It's just like the one who's on his fourth attempt. I was just like, oh, we're waiting on that. And so we're all on the edge of our seat. And so I did the same thing. I went to my family, I'm like, guys, he passed. They're like, wow, let's go.
That's what's up.
I was on the phone
That's
with my
what's up.
boyfriend. He's like, oh, that's awesome. So we were all hyped
Thank you
from all
guys.
the way across the country.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Yeah. And this is why I do what I do. The day when the board's results come out, it's like a day of celebration for all my people who have passed, and I get to celebrate with you guys. And I just appreciate it that I get to share in that moment with all of you guys. It's great.
Oh,
It's
and I
awesome.
appreciate you, girly. I appreciate you 100%.
It makes the journey worth it. And for those of you who did not get the result that you wanted, and you guys are listening to this podcast before the 24th, I definitely suggest going to the masterclass. It'll help you get back on track, and we're gonna get you over the hump.
Too.
Yeah,
I suggest that too.
You went to the masterclass, right?
I did.
And how did that feel for you?
At first, I was like, "Oh, damn! I got to get into a program, huh?" Because remember, I hit you up on Instagram, like, all right, like I'm gonna get help. But then, it made sense. Like, you pay for quality, and you're good quality. And I'll say, like, if it wasn't for you, I probably would still be chasing that dream of trying to get that license. So thank you, Bree. Thank you.
Bro, you did the hard work. I just was
a
guide.
I did, but you taught me little quirks and in that master class when you called, like, not me personally calling me out, but when you were asking all those questions and I hit that chat box up like, yo, I really feel attacked right now. Like, she's mentioning everything that I go through in my head. Like, the fact that you actually sit down and think about that stuff and know that that's what everybody's going through, like, that resonated with me. So, like, I think that'll help a whole lot of people. So yeah.
Thanks for hyping it up. I should just thank you for
yeah, no doubt, man.
And that is the thing.
Doubt.
I know that you guys are more than just somebody who's sitting down trying to pick the right answers on a test. You guys are people with lives and families and other stressors and different struggles and different backgrounds you come from. I understand that you're like an actual physical person taking this exam. This exam is an absolute monster. So
man, 4 attempts will tell you that.
Oh my gosh. So just to wrap everything up, Eagan, first of all, thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your story. I hope you've inspired a couple students. If you feel inspired by his story, where can they reach out to you?
You can hit me up on my Instagram at that Philanegro, THATPHILLANEGRO.
Yep.
Or on the Facebook, Eagan Jackson, wherever. Like, I mean, if I can help in any way, like, I'm open to it, man. Like, just like Bree, I like to inspire. I like to help people. The best thing you can do in this world is help one another. Like, there's too many things going on, too many negative people. Like, let's turn that around and, like, just all stay positive and live a happy life, man.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So what's the last piece of parting advice you have for any PTE student who's preparing to take the NPTE?
Man, as cliche as it is, like, just don't quit. Like, you've made it this far, even if it is like a couple of attempts in and you just feeling like you can't do it anymore. Like, nah, man, you at the finish line already. Like, have that desire, you have the opportunity, and just persevere through that. Because those are like the 3 biggest things you can have, like, to conquer almost anything in this world. As long as you have an opportunity and perseverance and what's the first thing I said? Well, whatever that was, but
don't quit.
You did all that. Yeah, don't quit, basically. Just don't quit, man. Don't quit. Like, you're there. You're here for a reason. You went through that program. Like, it's gonna be there. That, like, you have opportunities, if anything. So just keep at it. Keep at it. And
Thank-
listen to Bree. And listen to Bree. She'll hook you up.
Thanks, man. Someone did ask just in the chat here, generally, how did you study for the NPTE?
Like, was it, you mean before I met you, or like while well, before I got into your program, I was studying all over the place, like everywhere. Like, I'm gonna do musculoskeletal for like 20 minutes. I'm gonna do neuro for another 30, and then, you know, like just go back reviewing. Like, it wasn't structured basically, which is one of the things that you honed in on and focus on. Like, you know, like have more structure, get a set schedule, then what you learned, apply it. You know, like it was just all structured from there. And, you know, I took that in, it resonated. And what I did was, you know, build a calendar. So 1 week, musculoskeletal, study 5 days in a row, musculoskeletal, take a practice exam, see if I did good on musculoskeletal above everything else, see where I'm at, evaluate myself. And the next week, do cardio, take another practice test, see if I did good on cardio amongst everything else, reassess myself, see if I still good on musculoskeletal, you know, and it just all was a pattern from there. And that worked out for me. It might not work out for everybody else, but I feel if you have structure and organization, it'll do a whole lot better for you going forward with this exam.
Get some structure, guys, and you learned that from the masterclass.
Facts, big facts.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today. If you are listening to this at a later date, generally every April, July, October, and January, we have a masterclass. So I would definitely check that out. That is what we're referring to. That is my big free training webinar to help students get locked in and ready to take the NPTE. Eagan, thank you so much for joining me here today. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you probably very soon. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in here.